really dealing with men.
Oh, yes.
The husband and the wife. So guess what? There's this thing we call entitlement, because we're all raised in this entitlement world. That if I go to school, I'm supposed to get X, Y, Z. If I go to work, you can't tell me what to do because this is my money, or stuff like that. Well, if I'm married, that's my wife, okay? So my wife's money is really my money, all right? And I might be the addict, and my wife is doing everything, taking up my responsibility, basically raising the kids, because I'm not there and I'm out doing my thing. And so next, you know, I'm in the midst of my addiction, and so then my wife is trying to talk to me, but because I'm an addict, I ain't trying to hear it.
Right.
So next, you know, I'm going to the jailhouse because of the consequences of my action. So next, you know, I start putting guilt trips on my wife. Start playing the religious card. You know,
Right.
you know, you took a vow, and I'm the head of the house. God made me the head of the house, so you know, you're supposed to be there for when I need you. But yet and still, I'm never there because I'm in the midst of my addiction of whatever it is, of drugs, alcohol. And so we get guys that come in there because they're entitled. And that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people, like I said, you take the drugs and alcohol out, what is the reason why they're doing this? Because there's what we call character defects. I have a belief that I'm entitled to do certain things and an expectation. And when things don't meet my expectation as an addict, then I go out and I start drinking and partying. I become disrespectful, unemployable, irresponsible, and all these other things. My thing is, you don't reward a bad behavior, okay? And it's a behavior. And it doesn't matter if it's a husband or a wife, how old a person is, whoever is my family member, if it was my wife, my story is my ex-wife's father took me in as a son. All right, and because my father had passed away, but he was paying my rent, has bought me all my cars, gave me credit cards and all this stuff. This is this man's money that he said he's my dad, but I'm just totally just blowing it, all right? And finally, when he finally cut me off, and I'm gonna tell you, I like cut them off, cut it off,
Right.
Financially, cut it off. When he started allowing me to be responsible for my own actions. See, I never knew that because I was shielded, as Brett said, from the consequences of my own actions. Because the world, I was a victim. I do something, and my pops cut me off. I'm blaming him, and I had a reason. Well, if this didn't happen, because I didn't understand that I was responsible for my own action, and then I didn't want the consequences that came behind it. When a parent or a husband, a wife or husband or whoever, finally, and it's going to feel some guilt. We're going to feel bad as loved ones because we finally have to let that person go and see the consequences of their own action. And that's how I got to Souls Harbor. I now understand when I'm out there in the midst of my addiction, somebody's got to pull my weight. And if I'm married, that means my wife is going to pull my weight. If I'm at work, my employer's got to find somebody who's going to pull my weight. If I can't pull my weight, then I need to be moved on and let me hit bottom.
Right.
And hitting bottom, as we said, it's a spiritual thing. You can't, as a parent or a friend, make someone see they hit bottom. The only thing you can do is sit there and keep talking to them. And finally, for some, you got to just cut them off, cut communication. If you're going to feel guilty, pray for them. That's what we say. You pray, you hope that they'll survive through this. And it's hard, and it's a horrible experience for the person that cares, but when a person is in the midst of their addiction, they ain't thinking about that.
Right.
One last point, and this will be quick, is the parents have to be united because let's say you had two non-substance abuse, husband and wife, right?
Right.
If the mom, and typically it is the mom, is the enabler, you're going to have problems with, you know, if the drug addict or the alcoholic can always go to the mom and get what he wants, then that isn't going to help anything. So you have to have a united front from both the husband and the wife and say, this is what we're going to treat this person, and you inform them and said, this is what he told me. You know, because your son will say to you, say, well, Dad said this. Well, then you got to go, Father said, this is what he said. And you can say, you know, 99% of the drug addicts and alcoholics and pill poppers are liars, right? And I was probably one of the biggest ones. So you just got to catch them in the lie. And you got to be, the important thing is have that united front, because if you don't have the united front, whoever is the weakest link is the one the drug addict, the alcoholic, or the pill addict is going to go to.
And that's the enabler.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
So I get a sense from hearing that you two speak, and this is really good information for everyone to know. It's almost like the addiction becomes a whole separate world, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like if you're in a marriage and there's an addiction, the vows are kind of, you've got to look beyond the vows and see what you have to do for yourself as the non-addict, I guess, to save yourself and for the best thing for that person.
But I mean, it affects the family. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's a son, a daughter, a wife, a husband. It's enmeshment. This whole disease is enmeshed into the family, and they're used to handling the alcoholic dad or the drug addicted mom or the son, and everybody kind of shields around them and plays this, hey, we're the cleavers, happy face out there, and say everything's hunky-dory, when in reality they are hurt. And then the amazing thing about this job is you find out everybody that I talk to will know a brother, a sister,
Right.
a cousin, whoever, who has this disease. And so there are solutions out there. It isn't, AA's been around for 76 years, and, the solution has been there for 76 years. And this disease is curable, is very curable. So
Just got to reach out.
you got to reach out and talk to the people that are working the program.
Excellent. All right. Well, I thank you both for coming in. This has been an amazing interview. soulsharbordallas.org, and we'll have that website on our Facebook page and on our website as well, karaperkins.com, so that you can get to Souls Harbor, give Reggie a call.
That's right.
If you need some help, or if you have something to donate, please go there and help our friends out. And we're going to do something a little different. Jared has his own segment.